Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Katrina here. Um, Hi to all my new subscribers. How you doing? And hello to my old followers. Let me not say old followers. Let me say hello and I love you guys to all of my faithful. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. Faithful followers. I don't know. I'm just teasing you guys. Happy New Year to you all. You guys, please forgive me. I have to use my old faithful iPhone, and I'm in my spare bedroom. Okay, that's a lot better. I'm in my spare bedroom, and the lighting is not so great. Um, we're remodeling our house. Yay! All right, so let me just jump in here. I'm coming to you guys because something very serious and life-changing is about to take place for me and my family. Before I even came on here and decided to kind of start like a series of different videos about this, I honestly didn't see a whole lot of videos out here about this. I have, well, a lot of you guys know I currently have three boys from a previous marriage. And a lot of you guys know I had my kids when I was extremely young. I had my first at 16. Okay. I got married when I was 16. I lived abroad when I was 16. Just 16 was just a crazy year for me. Oh, I can't get rid of that light. Anyways, 16 was just a crazy year for me. It came and it flew by so quick. Out of my marriage, I ended up with three handsome boys, and the oldest one is actually about to be grown. So I have a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 11-year-old, and their birthdays are in March and April. So basically, they're 17, 16, and 12. So let me just kind of speed up the process. My husband and I, we don't have any children together. In fact, he doesn't even have any biological children. He's a few years older than me. A lot of you guys know I just had a birthday in, well, it still is January. I'm so tired. Anyways, my birthday was the 15th of January. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I can move this chair kind of out of the way. Okay, a lot better. Yeah, my birthday was the 15th of January, so I just turned 33. Now, my husband and I, we kind of, well, let me not say kind of, I don't know why I've been using that word a lot today, but we have been discussing on numerous occasions starting a family together. We've been together for 5 years now, so I think ample time has passed for us to probably have started a family, but I think now the time it couldn't have been more perfect. A lot of you guys know, like I said before, I had my three kids from my previous marriage, which I'll discuss that whole entire outcome another day. But I got my tubes tied when I was 21. I had my youngest one in March, and I got my tubes tied the day after I had them, and I signed my consent forms on my 21st birthday. At the time, I was living in a different state, and their rules were you had to at least be 21 to sign the documents. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, your husband had to be, if you were married, had to be in agreement with the procedure as well. So I do believe my husband, I don't think he had a choice. I think I told him, man, if you don't do it. I kind of put the fear of God in the boy. Now let me stop playing. But I leaned a lot toward that, simply because, well, I'll save that for another day. But you guys, I'm coming on here because now we have decided to go ahead and move forward with Tubal Reversal. A lot of you guys know I live here in Dallas, like the DFW area, and there is a mound of wonderful doctors here in the Dallas area that performs Tubal reversals. However, I've decided to go with a doctor named Bernard Rosenfeld. If you guys see me look down, I'm actually looking at my paperwork. I kind of have some points, bullet points I wanted to kind of stick to and go off of, so I make sure I don't, forget anything. I decided to go with Dr. Bernard Rosenfeld. He's actually been doing this practice, or he's been in this line of business, let me say that. It seems like for over 30 years. I think on the website it says 30 years, but I think it's been up for a couple of years now, so it's over 30 years. But to my understanding, he's hands down the best. His prices are very affordable. Some of the doctors that I had spoken to on the phone, yeah, they'll do the procedure for you and provide the surgery center, and there's an anesthesiologist, of course, involved. Some of them were starting off at $6,200. Some of them were starting off at $6,400. Excuse me. However, it was just the surgery, the center, and the anesthesiologist. That's not including any pain meds for one you're going to need after that. That's not including any follow-up visits for 2 that you'll need after that. That's not including a dye test for 3, which I feel like is essential for what you're getting ready to have done. If you have any fibroid tumors, if you're having female problems, you know what I'm saying, ladies, if you guys are having female problems that kind of have maybe been happening for a little bit, or certain things that might be going on that need to be addressed while you're open. From what I spoke with the nurses about, and I can be a little more specific when I get a little more detailed, so right now I'm just going to kind of scratch the surface. Dr. Rosenfeld performs certain things, and he's able to address and correct certain things while he has you on the table, to my understanding, at no additional cost. These are just certain things, if you need me to be a bit more precise or concise about this information, I'll be happy to. Just leave me the information in the comment box below, and I'll try to get as much information as I can for you all. But you all can also call that center as well, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to explain what all his practices include and so forth. But I found his prices, like I said before, to be very comfortable for what me and my husband were wanting to pay. And then the services as well. I said, oh my God, I said, babe, we can't beat that. Now, mind you, I'm 33. I haven't had any issues, but just because I haven't doesn't mean that there maybe isn't something there that I don't know about. And the mere fact that I can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, hey, let me just go ahead and skip on down to Houston. But yeah, he's actually based in Houston, so we are now having to figure out travel accommodations. I'm still indecisive if we're actually going to drive there or if we'll be flying. It's really not that far of a drive for us. I think it's only a few hours, maybe 4.5, somewhere in that window. I think it's about 4 hours, maybe 4.5. But yeah, it's really not that far. So let me just kind of speed things up because I like to ramble. Okay, so the surgery is set for February 20th. Right now, I don't have a specific time of when they're actually going to schedule the surgery. I don't know if it's going to be AM or PM. Oh, and before I forget, another reason I chose Dr. Rosenfeld is because he doesn't overbook. He is only going to do 2 tubal reversals a day, and I think he only works specific days of the week. I know he doesn't work on the weekends, but I don't know if maybe he does his tubal reversals maybe 2 days out of the week, 3 days, or 4 days. I don't think it's every day of the week, if I'm not mistaken. I think he only does it a specific time of the week, which is excellent. That just helps me understand that he's not going to overexert himself by performing these procedures or just other things he may have going on. So let me see here. I'm nervous, you guys. I'm nervous and I'm excited at the same time. You know, when you get your tubes tied, a lot of times it's for specific reasons. And for me, I refuse to be another statistic. I said, look, I've already got 3 kids. Thank God they're all by the same man. But if stuff don't work out, I don't want to be running around here with 4, 5, 6 kids. And I was fertile myrtle back in the day. So that's for another video. I'll save that for another video, ladies. But I just said, let me go on here and document my journey for you guys. Anybody else that maybe is or probably is thinking about this type of procedure, or maybe you guys have questions, or maybe you've already had it done, and maybe you can give me or anybody else, you know, some pointers or some tips or some what to expect with this type of procedure. So like I said, I've got all boys at this point in time. I don't care if it's a boy or girl, twins, triplets, just as long as they're healthy. You know, like I said, my husband doesn't have any, so I'm 100% sure he will be ecstatic to have his own. He is a few years older than me, and I know that there's something he's discussed. He's like, Trina, I'm not getting any younger. What are you going to do? So I just said, now's the time. I honestly feel like now I'm mentally, physically, emotionally, and we are financially able to sustain a new addition to the family. I think for the longest, I was kind of scared and nervous. I'm like, look, anything could happen. Something could happen. Like, God forbid this happen. Like, I just, you know, the type of stuff that just kind of wanders through your head often. The unknowns, basically. I was nervous and scared, confused, looking for answers, trying to come up with solutions. All this stuff was going on through my head before anything even happened. So I said, you know what, Lord, I'm just going to let you take the wheel. You are a yes God. If it's meant to be, it will happen. If not, I just have to understand it was not in your will, and just leave it at that. So yeah, I'm so happy, you guys, because it took me a lot to kind of get to this point to where I told myself, okay, I'm finally gonna do it. It was a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of back and forth for a number of different reasons. One moment my son is calling me. Yes. I don't know what to tell you. I'll fix it in 10 minutes. Okay. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are. But I figured I would start this journey off with just vlogs. I guess that's the right word for it. I figured I would just start this off with just documenting and recording every day up until the surgery, and then my progress after the surgery. I really want to be of an encouragement to others, be a liaison. I never can pronounce that word. Anyways, just be of help, of assistance, kind of help individuals kind of navigate or maneuver this road. I'm trying to remember what else I'm supposed to say. Not 100% sure, but I definitely covered Dr. Rosenfeld, Bernard Rosenfeld's first and last name. We discussed how long he's been in practice, that he doesn't overbook himself. Now they do have hotel accommodations. I do like that. They do have a couple of good hotels that they recommend. Excuse me. And to my understanding, they actually work very closely with these hotels. I definitely know that he's a specialist. Somebody else I know, excuse me, had referred me to Dr. Rosenfeld. Now, let me just say this. I have dealt with a couple of doctors here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. However, the one that I had dealt with, her prices were ridiculous. And I just kept thinking, are you trying to, what are you trying to do here? Like, rob us blind? That's really what I was thinking. I mean, our prices were like, goodness gracious, like, when everything was said and done, it was probably going to be about $9,000-$10,000. Mind you, that does not include, well, I take this back. She did have a follow-up visit. Like, if you became pregnant, I think she had it where you could go and have your check up, your first 2 checkups or something there, but it didn't incorporate the diet test. It didn't even incorporate the medicine. Now, Dr. Rosenfeld, he does incorporate, he offers the pain pump now with your service that you'll be getting done. Before, I think it was just the added price of like $300 or $350. Now, mind you, this was back in 2010, and to my understanding, they just upped their prices. I don't know if it was the beginning of this month or the latter part of 2014, but he did just up his prices. And to me, hell, they're still affordable compared to what a lot of other doctors are charging. They're very, very affordable. But I just know in my heart, he's the man with the plan. I just kind of feel like he is the one that I kept going back to. This other doctor I called, actually, I just called them the first week in January, and believe it or not, their prices was $6,400. However, they did not do some testings that I felt like was essential for their line of business. Now, mind you, I'm no doctor. I'm not even a nurse. You know, my line of business, we'll talk about that a different day, but my line of business is totally different from theirs. Why they don't incorporate some of these extra practices in their pricing, I have no clue, but hell, he seemed pretty busy because he was booked all of March. He was booked up until like April, so I don't know. Anyways, I'm not knocking these doctors. I just kind of scratch my head and wonder, like, wow, okay, what am I paying for? Am I just paying for your name? Am I just paying for this lavish building that you're in? That's kind of what goes through my head. Yeah, so I was like, it's too expensive. So I kept going back to Dr. Rosenfeld. Long story short, I kept going back to him, and at one point in time in 2011, I actually had paid a pretty substantial amount of money to have the surgery done. However, I can't even remember what happened, but I didn't go through with the surgery, point blank. So when I called back, it's funny because Leslie, I believe that she is the coordinator that will schedule your surgery, get in contact with the surgery center, set up the time frame, so forth with the surgery center, get the anesthesiologist involved. She is the one that I dealt with before, and it's so funny because for some reason she didn't remember exactly who I was, but the name rang a bell. So she's like, oh, I remember you. I can't remember everything, but I remember you. So it's so funny. So I said, well, I guess I'm in good hands now. But in short, I just want you guys to come and go through this journey with me. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect. It's kind of like that book, What to Expect When Expecting. I don't know what to expect. So I just said, I think I need to just reach out to you guys. You know, like I said, there are videos out there on YouTube. I swear, I haven't even seen 50 of them. I think I might have ran across maybe 20 something. Now my counting could be just a couple of numbers shy of maybe 30, but I don't think I saw more than 30. You guys, I honestly don't think I saw more than 30. And a lot of the ones that I had saw, their videos were sporadic. Life happens. I promised myself I was going to try to get you guys one video out a week, at least one. But on a good day, hopefully two a week, just so you guys can kind of see progress. Say, hey, Katrina, what's up? Or tell me something. Tell me your cat had babies, or I don't know, your son made an A on his test. I don't know. But I wanted to be an inspiration to you guys. And I just want to do this for my kids. I just really want to do this for myself. Now, first things first, now that I have booked my surgery, I have to lose. I need to lose like 15 pounds. And it's so funny because if you guys are anything like me, I love to eat. I love to chew. I love food. And this last week has been a struggle for me. I know my husband has kind of looked at me upside my head a couple times like, why is she such a... Yeah, he thought it. But I bet she didn't say it. He's probably like, man, what's wrong with her? I'm hungry. I'm so hungry sometimes. And I've really had to completely change my diet. Like, seriously. I'm eating soups for lunch. Oatmeal and a toast in the morning. And for dinner, I probably have soup again. Or a shake with some greens. I was at work distributor, so I still have a lot of my products left, or enough. Let me say enough. I still have enough of my products left, so the greens to go. Put that in my smoothie. I put that in my juice. I try to put that in as much stuff as I can, but yeah. So that's one of the biggest things. Dr. Rosenfeld will tell you, if your BMI is like over 35. Now, here's something else. Light bulb just came on. If your BMI is over 31 or over 30, somewhere in there, a lot of places will charge you extra. He does not. According to what I've been told, he does not. However, he's a stickler for getting you where you need to be. So, I mean, if you go into there heavy, and when I say heavy, I mean like over your BMI weight, he's gonna sock it to you, is what I was told. Not in a bad way, but realistically, if you're trying to conceive, and me, I'm only 5'2". I'm 5'2", and I'm over 160 something pounds. That's pretty heavy for my frame, and this is the biggest I have ever been, even with all three of my kids. The biggest I ever got was like 132, and that was with my youngest one. I stayed 110 or 112 pounds for years. It wasn't until I turned 25 that I kind of started picking up more and more weight. And the older I got, I really believe my eating habit, my diet, and my line of business changed. I went from working in retail, where I was standing on my feet for hours at a time, working 6 days a week, just constantly moving. I went from that to my 8 to 5, sitting at a desk typing on the phone, spreads galore. So I went from something drastic to something that's a bit more mellow, and life happens. So I know I need to at least lose 15 pounds. My goal is 20. Just to save face, my goal is 20, you guys. So I would love for you guys to come along this journey with me. Like I said before, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's truly a blessing. I'm hoping I don't have much setback, let alone heartbreak. But, you know, life happens, things happen. You know, you just have to chalk it up and keep going. Well, you guys, I see I've been rambling for almost 25 minutes, and a lot of it has been useful, and the rest of it is just kind of a get to know me type ordeal. I am actually going to follow up with another video, hopefully after this. But until next time, you guys, any comments, questions, concern, please leave them down below in the comment box, and I love to talk to you, get to know you guys. But in the meantime, good night.